Welcome to Fraser 365. I'm Chris Montgomery, and today we're taking a look at the minor prophets of the Old Testament and asking God to speak to us through His Word. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to day 2 of the Minor Prophets. We're still with Jonah, the source of the storm. Rod Mattoon once said, "One person's sin can affect an entire group of people, whether it's in the home, the church, or a nation." Today's text comes from Jonah chapter 1, verses 7 through 16. "And they said to one another, 'Come, let us cast lots, that we may know on whose account this evil has come upon us.' So they cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah. And then they said to him, 'Tell us on whose account this evil has come upon us. What is your occupation? And where do you come from? What is your country? And of what people are you?' And he said to them, 'I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land.' Then the men were exceedingly afraid and said to him, 'What is this that you have done?' For the men knew that he was fleeing from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. And then they said to him, 'What shall we do to you, that the sea may quiet down for us?' For the sea grew more and more tempestuous. He said to them, 'Pick me up and hurl me into the sea. Then the sea will quiet down for you. For I know it is because of me that this great tempest has come upon you.' And nevertheless, the men rowed hard to get back to dry land, but they could not, for the sea grew more and more tempestuous against them. Therefore they called out to the Lord, 'O Lord, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not on us innocent blood, for you, O Lord, have done as it pleased you.' So they picked up Jonah and hurled him into the sea, and the sea ceased from its raging. And then the men feared the Lord exceedingly, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows." The prophet sent by God caused trouble for the sailors. The sailors cast lots, and God revealed that Jonah was the source of their storm. It is tragic when disobedient believers cause trouble for those who need to find God. The sailors asked Jonah, "What is your occupation?" Notice Jonah never told them that he was a prophet. Instead, his answer to their question was, "I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." Now wait just a minute, Jonah. If you feared God, why did you run from him when he called you to go to Nineveh? If you recognized he is Lord of heaven and sea, why did you assume you could flee from his presence? Upon hearing Jonah's answer, the men were exceedingly afraid. That's from Jonah 1:10. Jonah's belief in God didn't match his actions. These sailors who didn't know God knew that disobeying him wasn't good news for them. So they asked Jonah a very logical question. "What is this you have done?" In other words, they asked, "Jonah, why did you do this if you feared God?" It is a terrible witness to a lost world when they know how we should respond to God if we believe in Him, yet they suffer because of our direct disobedience. When the sailors then asked Jonah what to do to fix the problem caused by his disobedience, the storm, Jonah asked to be thrown into the sea. Jonah's response to their questions seems fatalistic, while at the same time he is somewhat trying to take responsibility for his actions. Perhaps Jonah had compassion on the sailors for the consequences he had brought to them. If it is a sign of repentance, it reveals that at least now Jonah is willing to put some action behind his faith. Some questions to consider. How do the questions from the sailors lead to Jonah confronting his disobedience? How is disobeying God harmful to your witness? And finally, how does true repentance require action? Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.